This weekend, I was helping my wife with her website. She's a hypnotherapist, and for the past year, she's all the work she's done has been through word of mouth. And I was like, man, we got to get your website up. Like this, it's time. This is 2024. You have to have a website. And well, maybe you don't have to have a website, but I don't know. I think she should have a website. So we're working on this one little section, and it's about change. And why is change so challenging? And I wanted to put in there this part that, if we're to believe cognitive neuroscientists, and I do believe this, that we only spend 5% of our day conscious. I mean, we're only aware of 5% of the thoughts that we're having. And the other 95%, we're just on autopilot, and it's just our subconscious programming that is running the show. We're having the same thoughts, having the same reactions, experiencing the same emotions. Um, I mean, if you have one thought and you're like, oh, I live a life of thank you, universe. I live the life of abundance, and I have health and wealth and joy. And then you have 19 other thoughts that are like, man, why is that so expensive? Like, am I the unluckiest person in the world? Why, why do all my bills seem to come due at the same time? Like, how come I can never get ahead? When you have 19 of those thoughts for every positive thought, and that's just saying that you are positive during the 5% of the time, that 5% is never, ever going to outweigh the 95%. You have to reprogram your subconscious. And it's, the law of attraction. And in my opinion, dude, I could write a book on the law of attraction. I understand this field of energy. I understand how our thoughts and our beliefs and our emotions are creating our life. And I understand that you have to be grateful for what you have, and you have to be grateful for what you don't have yet in the physical. I literally, I think I could write a book on that. And if you notice that I never mention abundance, creating abundance in my videos. It's all about connecting with your higher self. It's about this awakening that mankind's going through. That's my passion. But the real reason that I don't make videos on abundance is because, dude, I don't live a life of abundance. I don't. Like, you want to talk about like abundance of joy? You want to talk about feeling fulfilled, feeling like you're on your mission, following your passions, trusting yourself? Dude, got it, got it, got it. I got all that. But when it comes to abundance, my programming is preventing me from flourishing. Now, don't get me wrong, dude. I have everything I need. I love my family. I love my friends. I can pay my bills, but I make less money than anyone I hang out with. Fact. I have a bartender friend. She makes more money than me. I have a plumber friend. He's got his own business. Dude, he makes more than me. I have friends that sell iCloud memory or iCloud storage. Dude makes 4 times what I make. I got a friend. He's a regional manager, sells nuts and bolts, and makes 5 times what I make. Now, something is preventing me from living a life of abundance. And to be honest with you, man, I feel abundant. I mean, I do. I feel rich. Like, I almost never worry about finances. I mean, obviously, when I see my bank account going down every month, there's a little like, that's kind of sucks. But there's never like this, oh my God, everything's crashing, like the world is against me. That's I'd never have that. But there's clearly something in my programming. So what was my programming? I feel super blessed with the programming that I chose, meaning the parents that I chose to raise me in this particular life. I mean, they loved me. They supported me. They told me I could do anything in this world if I wanted it bad enough. They supported me through all my crazy passions, all my wild business adventures. They just supported me. So I feel extremely blessed to have been loved during those first 7 years when my subconscious programming was written. But, and this is a big but, dude, my parents didn't give a shit about money. They didn't. They didn't. They were both high school teachers, and they made enough to pay the bills, to do some fun things every now and then, nothing fancy. But dude, they just had this really simple, easy life. I mean, my mom chose to be a high school teacher because she liked to read and she liked to help kids. And my dad chose to be a high school teacher so he could have the summers off so he could play golf. So I watched people never care about money. I never heard them once say, wow, I wish I made more money. I wish I would have chosen a different career. Never, never. And all my dad cared about was free time so he could follow his passions and do his thing. And this is probably why I have this blockage when it comes to abundance, because I do have this overwhelming feeling of contentness. And there, I mean, there have been, you know, several years, not too many, but several, more than five, where I've made more than six figures, like way more, like not way more, but like into the six-figure range. Dude, I lived like a boss just for that little money. And I never really splurged on anything. It was almost like the more money I made, the more free time I allowed myself. So I never had this burning desire to become a millionaire or a billionaire. Billionaire now, back in my time, it was like a millionaire. Like, dude, back in my time, dude, if you're a millionaire, you were balling. And now I don't even think, like, this house I'm living in, they want $800,000 for this, dude. It's like not that big of a house. And I don't know. So how do and I got this weird thing with justifying my worth. Now, not justifying what I do. I know that I am a master at what I do. And I know that I'm a conduit for these frequencies from source that are healing people, that are speeding up people's healing. They're awakening. And so I'm in the healing world, and maybe there's a part of me that's like, okay, well, you can't really make much money in the healing world. Um, there's probably some of that. Every once in a while, I'll go on YouTube and I will see a healer, a channeler, a psychic, and they are so, I don't want to say full of themselves, but I will say full of themselves, man. They are so into themselves. And then just to be curious, man, I'll like go to their website just to see what they charge. Dude, they all charge way more than me. And I'm like, man, what's my problem? Like, why don't I value my time more, or the work that I do more? In the 12 years that I've been doing this work, I don't think I've ever had a session that didn't go longer than what it was supposed to. I mean, only if I had back-to-back sessions, man, it was like super tight. That's the only time that I didn't go over. But dude, I have sessions that go 2 hours, and I would never even think about charging them for that time, for my time. I don't know. That's kind of weird. I know I've had sessions with people that we start the session, and then they'll say, you're the one that got me into this. And I'm like, oh, really? Yeah. And they go, yeah, I watched your videos. I went and got trained. And, maybe at this moment they're going through like a rough time. So they come to me for a session. And then I go to their website and they're charging like $100 more a session than I am. And I'm like, dude, what's my problem? What's my problem? Why don't I don't know, man, maybe there's something wrong with me. And then I went to Vegas a couple months ago for a trade show, and there was this guy there, and I was talking to him, and I knew who he was, but I acted like I didn't know who he was. And he does a form of healing that is so identical. It's the same thing, dude, but he calls it something different. And so we're talking, and I certainly don't feel like I'm speaking with this higher up being than than me, like I'm certainly not like, I don't know. I feel like I can hold my own with anybody when it comes to channeling this source energy to help people heal. So anyway, I look and he's charging $200 for 15 minutes. There's a point. He's like, dude, that's crazy. Like, how are you charged? Why would you charge $200 for 15 minutes? Then I go to his website. The dude's charging £1,000 for one session, which is like $1,250 for one session. And I'm just like, dude, what's my problem? Why? I couldn't charge that. There's no way I could charge that. But he charges that. And the people that pay $1,250 to have a session with him, they get $1,250 worth of healing. They do. Um, so to make it even worse, not only I charge the same amount that I did 10 years ago. Dude, who does that? We are living in a world that is so crazy expensive. And I, like, what's wrong with me? There's something wrong with me. It even gets worse. So I did this experiment in 2019. And in retrospect, this is so obvious that this is going to work. But for some reason, I was trained to believe that the work I do is one-on-one. And that is the strongest, most, it's the purest way to do this work is one-on-one. So one day I decide I'm going to do an experiment, and I'm going to give as many people that want to partake in this session, I'm going to give them a session, a group session. Obviously, it's so ridiculous to look back and to even question if that's possible. But I did it. There was like 500 people, and it was all free, 500 people in it. And I was receiving emails that were crazy. They were people in countries that I didn't even know existed were having these intense sessions. And I was like, wow, man, this is amazing. My limited beliefs about the potential of this healing frequency has been limiting it. And if I let go of these limiting beliefs and realize that I'm a conduit for as many people reaching out for this, everyone that is wanting to participate in this session, the intelligence behind what's happening knows that they're reaching out, and it will feel like a personal connection. And that's what happened. So what do I do? What do I choose to do? I choose. And so the thing is I do this every day. I bring these frequencies in every day, and I know the profound effects it has had on my life. I mean, I'm living it. So I know it in every cell of my body. The changes, like I really feel like I've evolved like 400 years in like the last 10 years, conscious wise, and just this feeling of overall peace and joy, and how everything makes sense. Um, yeah, so I want to reach the masses. So what do? I decide on a sliding scale that you can donate to be a part of a session every day. Okay. I come up with the idea to charge $33 for just to have the schedule and to be able to participate. I don't think that was a good thing. I mean, I've had over the years, I've had hundreds upon hundreds of testimonials that say how they participated in the sessions through some of the darkest moments in their life. And they are so grateful, and they can feel how it helped. And I've had people that instantly relationship changes and healings and like crazy physical healings. Like, dude, healings that are so crazy that I'm like, is that really, like, maybe that was something else? Like, so crazy, dude. Like, holes in hearts, like, healing up, like, immediately. So, pain disappearing. So, I'm charging $33. And there's a part of me that knows that when you charge $33 for something, people aren't going to value it. When you pay that one dude $1,250 for a session, dude, you're valuing it. You are valuing his time. You are valuing everything. And I think what really got me was the other day we were coming home from karate. I was bringing my kids home from karate, and they wanted to stop by Taco Bell. And we went to Taco Bell, and it was for lunch. It was for them, it was $33.33. And I was like, have I turned myself into the fucking Taco Bell of healers? Like, seriously, I don't want to be. Am I diminishing this magical, profound healing that I do by charging $33? Now, my reasoning, my thinking was I can reach more people. And, when I think of there's 8 billion people on the planet, I don't know how many of them are stressed out and have this overwhelming feeling of anxiety and feel disconnected with their life. I'm imagining it's a lot, because only in America here, where we have like 330 million people, I mean, what is it? Like a third of people are on antidepressant medicine. Like, dude, I can't think of a better time to be a healer than during this shift, when the energy is rising on the planet and people are freaking out. So my reasoning was like, wow, man, if, let's say I got like 500 people that wanted to partake in these monthly sessions for $33 a month, dude, that is serious money. Like, that is, to me, that is a lot of money. Plus, my normal sessions. And I'm like, wow, man, I can help more people. I can live a life of abundance. I'm not taking advantage of any. I'm helping people. I'm fulfilling my mission. So do I advertise those daily sessions, dude? Almost never. Never. I go to every other person I go to. They're marketing their book. They're marketing their programs. They're marketing their sessions in every video. I feel cheap when I do that. I feel like a salesman. I don't want to feel like a salesman. I know I'm helping people, but in my programming, there is something that doesn't want to do that. I don't. Like, what's wrong with me? Why don't I make a video? Like, one of the people that I've become really good friends with is Rich Slop, and he reads tarot cards. And I'm really admire the fact that he makes a video every day, 2 videos a day. He throws up these little videos on Facebook about fucking nothing, about like whatever. I mean, a lot of them are good, but sometimes it's just about like, okay, dude, I'm getting ready to go on a walk. Like, like, I love that about him, but I don't know why. The immediate, like, why would anybody care what I'm doing? Like, why would anybody care about those 5 synchronicities that I saw yesterday, or this magical session I had the day before, or this glitch in the matrix where I text somebody and then, like, anyway, I don't want to get into it, but so it's weird. Like, do I do I value myself or do I not? Like it's interesting that where I'm at with this. But anyway, so I guess my video was my real video is, you know, if we're only conscious 5% of the day, dude, you got to reprogram that subconscious. And, in a way, when I look back on my life and my parents and how they had this simple life, and even though I feel like my consciousness, my ability to appreciate this world has expanded like 400 years in these last 10 years, my knowing of who I am, my ability to be my true authentic self. Um, Dude, my programming is not changed too much. I mean, like, I was programmed to love myself. I was programmed to follow my passions. Dude, like, so in one way, I'm like, dude, how much have I changed? You know what I mean? Like, I've obviously made these, I'm obviously like 15 different lifetimes than I was like 15 years ago. But there's still core programming there that has not changed. So I don't know. It's just interesting. And then what's even weirder is my wife's a hypnotherapist. So how strange is this? So I was eating, dude, I was eating like 1,500 calories at night. I couldn't stop. It was like I was trying to like be as heavy as I've ever been. And so I told her, I was like, hey, dude, I need you to hypnotize me. And I need you to tell me that food basically tastes terrible after 8 o'clock. So we did this, and dude, I don't really eat after 8 o'clock anymore. I mean, every once in a while, like maybe once every week, I'll have like a little something after 8. But dude, I'm like 5 pounds away from my optimal weight. So I like, so I know that worked. But do you know how many times I've told my wife, hey man, I would like a little help with reprogramming my subconscious when it comes to abundance? Never, never. I got a friend and she does past life hypnosis, and she ironically has the same birthday as me. And right when we met her, we just knew that, we've known each other for many lifetimes. And she reached out to me through this crazy text glitch. Like it was literally like, I don't know if I switched timelines, or I don't know if it's like a Mandela. I don't know what the hell's going on, but something happened that made me call her. And she's like, hey man, we need to schedule you for another session, and let's get rid of those blocks your in your programming for manifestation. Because she's like, dude, you're not charging enough money. Like, what are you doing? And then I told her what Adela was charging. She's like, oh my God, like, what are you doing? So do you know that I haven't gotten back with her yet to schedule that appointment? Dude, what's my problem? I don't get it. So I will never make a video on manifesting wealth until I have perfected it myself. I'll make a video on how to connect with your higher self, how to trust yourself, how to get out of your own way. I'm a master at that. But hopefully one day I'll make a video on manifestation, and then I'll be able to look back and I'll say, see how I followed my passions, and everything worked out. Things worked out that I could have never imagined were possible, worked out. So anyway, I promise to make more videos, and this is my video on the law of attraction and how it works absolutely perfectly. But we have to reprogram our subconscious. Okay, man, I love you guys. Have an amazing day. And I will be seeing some of you in the field today or tomorrow for a session. Okay, I love you guys. Peace.